Okay. I'm back. That took way too long to come back. Because oh, that's actually really annoying. I think it's my oh yeah, look at my frames. Okay, I'm closing stuff. I probably didn't I probably need to like restart my PC. Yeah, my processors and RAM is running out of control. Okay, I'm just gonna close some other stuff that I don't need. That can close. I'm just closing shit. Trying to free up some RAM. What's going on? Says I haven't dropped any frames. Can you still hear me? Am I still there? Audio's fine. Okay. I don't know what's going on. GPU is running at almost 100%. Why? It says it's OBS. My 1080 just can't handle it. The cam is borked. Let me turn it off and on. That seemed to fix it, actually. It was literally my camera. Yes, it's the camera. I need to make a camera based off of a shell? I used to. I used to use a shell like a shell circle camera with a shell in the background. I think this has fixed the problem. I don't know what's going on. This sucks. Let me look at stats. Yeah, my time to render frames is really low, and I dropped some frames. How's the FPS? It's still borked. Snap camera's dead. Snap camera's dead. Yeah, I'm using a cracked version. Yeah, I'm using a cracked snap camera application that's running on someone's private server. Yeah, maybe we just run with no camera. I think it's just my old PC. It probably got a little toasty, so I have to restart it. Unfortunate. It just goes to show you, I probably just need a, is it my private server? It's not. You can go download it for yourself. But as you can see, it has some, some CPU issues. Yeah. Well, yeah, but the software basically doesn't have any filters built into it. It's based off of the server. So yeah, his server basically just hosts all the filters. And it is free. Should I just toggle the camera off? And we'll just do no camera. I know. Here, you know what I'll do for you? Damn. No, that's not gonna work. A VTuber model? I don't have one especially I don't think it would work if I'm having computer issues. I think that my computer's just running hot, like my graphics card is just being overworked. Lame. We lost a bunch of viewers because of that. Okay. I won't go much longer then. Godzilla? That'd be sick. I've got VTuber software, but none of it's set up. I'm just checking my task manager. Yeah, I think it's the GPU and the memory. I just gotta build a new computer, unfortunately. But first world problems, am I right? All right. I'm done eating my clementine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna finish this run. Oh yeah, my CPU's back down to like 10%. It's literally Snap Camera that eats up all my CPU. That's crazy. Yeah, but I don't have cash for that, obviously. I think it's still a decent card if you're not overworking it in like a production. Like, I'm just asking too much of it. That's it. It's like almost a 20-year-old card, isn't it? When did it come out? When did the 1080 launch? Yeah, the GPU's running at 80% because of OBS. It's just I need a new GPU. 2016, so it's almost 10 years old. Just shy. Pretty incredible for a 10-year-old card. Okay, we'll go back to the game. You know what? We'll build this. This will give me a free building when I construct it. B580 on my list. Hey, I would love to get a 5080. I'm not in a good place right now. I'm not working. I need to get a job, unfortunately. I'm getting desperate, you know. I wish I could like do freelance shit and like find a way to make money doing what I love and work from home, but it's just not working out for me. I don't even know how to get that off the ground. But I feel like I could make money making stuff. I just don't know how to do that. GTX 970M? I don't even know what that is. You have an old PC? Damn. If I build a new PC, you can have my 1080. Wait, Dave, I've got a question. Do you think it's viable? Is it possible to use my 1070 and my 1080 at the same time? Do you think I could get any sort of benefit from doing something like that? Is it even possible to do that? Well, I'm not even recording right now. I'm literally just multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube. I also want to do a vertical stream to YouTube, to YouTube Shorts. But I'm not even recording yet. I also want to record all three. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Record with the 1080. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I could use one for recording and one for streaming. But I don't know how to set that up. If that's possible, I would do it. The 1080 and 1070 have the exact same encoding hardware. So I don't know. I'd use the 1080 for the more. I think it's pretty interchangeable. But I'd stream with the 1080 and use the 1070 for recording. Yeah, all the 10 series have the same encoder. Yeah. If I could find out how to do it, maybe you could help me. I literally have no idea if that's even worth it or possible, or how to set it up. Yeah, that'd be nice. I've never had an AMD card. I don't know how I feel about it. Let's go Sawmill, I think. Oh, this is interesting. I wish I didn't go Sawmill. We could go Vineyard and get grapes, but it requires gold. Shit. Double Sawmill? Double Sawmill, baby! It's pretty old. Depends what, it can run some games. You're not going to be running like new FPS titles or new AAA titles with like high graphics, but you can game on it for sure. Oh yeah, you're gonna struggle with a 970 doing both those things at the same time for sure. It's not good. It's not going to be happy about it. Like I've got a 1080. It's still known to be like a pretty decent card, but it's like my stream was struggling with my camera open. But I think it's possible that the Snap camera could potentially have some sort of memory leak or something where it's over time of it being open. It's because I didn't restart my computer before this stream. I was working on OBS and everything last night, and then I fell asleep and woke up and started streaming. I should have. It should be a routine that I restart my PC before streaming, and that's my fault. That's probably why shit crashed out. It is what it is. I think he means OBS. He does stream on Twitch. Okay, so we've got 2 sawmills. I'll just wait for this sawmill. Innards, wow. All right, let's take a look. Okay, I will start by saying this. I am a fan of pre-builds, but not from Walmart. I don't buy a pre-build from Walmart. Cyber Power PC? Who is that? Yes. Absolutely. But you can go to an actual company that does pre-builds. That's their job. That's their only job, is to do pre-builds, and you can get a better deal or a just as good of a deal as you can, but they actually care. Walmart, they have a computer section, Starforge of your dreams. I don't recommend getting a PC from Walmart. But let's look at the specs, because that is a preamp to the specs. That's aside from the point. Let's look at the specs and see what we're dealing with. i7 14,700 KF. I don't know what that is. I'll look it up. $32 gigs of RAM, I think, is ideal if you're going to game and stream. 64 on one PC, I think 64 is better for like an ultimate PC, but 32 is more than good enough. The only thing about RAM is it's probably, without knowing what the motherboard looks like, if it's only dual channel RAM, if it only has 2 RAM slots in the motherboard, upgradability is going to be frustrating, because you can't just slap in another RAM kit. You'll have to replace the RAM you already have, which is annoying. Hopefully it's got 4 slots for RAM and only 2 are occupied. And then you could just buy 2 more of the same kit. But that's something to look into. You sent me another? Okay, I'm going to look at this first one first. I want to see this processor. Dave says it's not... It is overclockable, but no iGPU. That's not a problem, because he's got a 4070 Super in there, which is more than good enough. I mean, it's decent. It's good enough. It'll do the job. That's like for absolute sure. Uh 20 cores, 8 performance cores, 28 threads. I don't really know. It's 5.6 gigahertz turbo. Okay, so the 12 gigabytes is VRAM. So that's virtual RAM in the 4070. That's like resources that the graphics card has to do better graphics. Your 32 gigabytes of RAM, that's hardware RAM. That's RAM sticks. Random access memory. So that's like, the way you can think about it is like a hard drive, like your storage drive. That's your that's like your PC's long-term memory. That's where you store stuff to when you save something. Your RAM is your random access memory. That's where you... Video RAM, sorry about that. I knew I was wrong when I said it. I don't know. I knew I was wrong, but I didn't correct myself. The random access memory is like short-term memory. That's where it stores like temporary data that your PC needs to function. 32 gigabytes of RAM is good, but the future-proof 64 is better. But I have 32 in both my computers. It's more than enough. 32 is, I would say, for this generation, is where you want to be. The 12 gigabytes of VRAM is built into the graphics card. It's literally part of the graphics card. So that graphics card, the 4070 Super, if you took it apart, it's got 12 gigabytes of VRAM built into it. So yeah, the 12 is part of the graphics card. That's video RAM. That's for that's graphics only. The 32 gigabytes of RAM, those are like RAM sticks that plug into your motherboard. Yeah, PC RAM and GPU RAM are completely different. 12 gigabytes of VRAM, good? That's a controversial question. I think most people would say that NVIDIA fucked, is very chintzy when it comes to VRAM. 12 gigabytes is enough. It is good. Coming from what you're coming from, it's a massive increase, but it's not super future-proofed. 12 gigabytes of VRAM is kind of unfortunate. So the next series, the 5070 card, also has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. They're not increasing the VRAM, but they are putting GDDR7, which is GDDR is like, I forget what that actually stands for. Dave might know, but it's like the generation of RAM. It's the tech. So like your RAM sticks are like one generation behind, essentially, is the way that I think about it. So your RAM sticks, your 32 gigabytes of RAM, those are going to probably be, it doesn't actually say, DDR4 or DDR5. But your graphics card is going to be GDDR6. So it's faster. The newest series, the 5070, is going to be GDDR7, which is a faster and more efficient 12 gigabytes of RAM. So 12 gigabytes of VRAM isn't a one-to-one comparison when it comes from generation to generation, because the speed of that 12 gigabytes is GDDR is just specialized for graphics. Yeah, but then DDR is regular RAM. But what I'm saying is that number is usually one number ahead from where the regular RAM is. What I've noticed, anyways, because my computer has GDR or DDR4, but my graphics card has GDDR 5, I think, or 6. Yeah, it should be 6. Yeah, no. Frank is completely right about that. So yeah, it is complicated when it comes to the RAM stuff. If you don't really know, RAM sounds like RAM. Why do both things have separate RAM? That's kind of why. The graphics card requires its own VRAM to render graphics, when the other 32 gigabytes of RAM is like a passive memory that your PC needs to store like temporary data and like do quick maths, essentially. DLSS is great. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I like this second one. Well, I just like the case, but it is more expensive, it looks. So it's got the same processor, 14,700 KF. Is this one also KF? Yeah, so same processor, but what makes this one more expensive? $32 gigabytes of DDR5. That's good. They're actually specifying that it's DDR5. That's way faster than DDR4. 4070 Super 12 gigabyte, 2 terabyte. Okay, so this is why I recommend building your own PC, because technically you need it's not needed, it's wanted, but having what's it called, redundancy in your storage is a really good idea. You want more than one storage, so just having a 2 terabyte see, the NVMe is good. The Gen 4 NVMe SSD, that's like a little storage chip that it's like a hard drive, but it's a little chip that's plugged directly into the motherboard. So no cables means it's way faster. It's the fastest type of storage that exists for a computer, which is great for running your games. But and even also having your Windows on it, because it'll make your Windows feel snappier. But redundancy is a really good idea, because having your Windows on a separate storage then you keep all of your other stuff is just really smart, because what if something happens to your Windows or your computer where you have to reinstall Windows? Now you have to uninstall and reinstall every single thing on that hard drive. And that's extremely frustrating, especially if you have a 2 terabyte drive that has Windows and everything else on it. It's frustrating. So when it comes to this sort of thing, I would recommend building your own PC. You could do it for the same price as this, and then you can buy like a half a terabyte, like a 500 gig storage drive specifically for Windows, and then you can buy a drive specifically for your games. Yeah, I'm looking. Hello. This one comes with a keyboard and mouse. I think this one's like jamming a bunch of extra stuff in there that you don't necessarily need. Wi-Fi 5, that should be built directly into the motherboard. See, with this kind of website, they're not really advertising what parts are in the computer, and that's what I find sus. They're telling you what the specs are of the parts, but unless they're giving you a detailed list of which parts they're using, they could be using cheap parts that are achieving these results. Like they could be putting, like the 4070 Super 12 gigabyte. There's a lot of those. There's cheaper ones and more expensive ones, and the way they do that is by putting cheaper coolers on them. So you can end up with one that has a really cheap cooler and it gets overheated. What if we boot up PC Part Picker? Can I help?
No. I was gonna ask you if it smelled today.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Is it a feed mill?
Huh?
So it's like a feed mill, and that's smelly. And that's like a slaughterhouse, so that's a different way of smelling.
That's not a good smell.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, usually building your own PC is cheaper and better quality specs. But would it really? Yes. Yes. There isn't a single PC enthusiast out there that would lie to you about that. Building a PC is cheaper and better. They have to make money. They're like these people that are selling pre-builds are making money off this stuff because they buy all the individual parts and they have to make a profit off of each one of those purchases. So you could be spending $2,000 on something you could spend $1,500 on. This is why pre-builds aren't as good, because they're going to give you a motherboard, which is like the core component to your computer, for especially for future upgrading. You want to get a motherboard that has the ability to upgrade down the line. And same with your power supply. If you buy a cheap power supply that does just enough, then you can't upgrade without having to buy all these other new things first. Let's pull up PC Part Picker and build this man a PC. Here, you know what? Let's close this game. That looks like shit, but it's fine. Okay, we'll figure it out. You want relatively those specs. Okay. AM4 is dying, but it's not going out peacefully. Okay. Or better. Yeah, there's a chance. PC Part Picker. So I think we start with our motherboard. So we'll start with the board. And So it's been a while since I've been on here looking around. We can probably, if we really tried to find the best deal possible. Yeah. So would you, yeah, AMD or Intel or NVIDIA, right? Oh, I guess not for processor, Intel or AMD. Honestly, I think best bang for the buck is probably going to be AMD. I think AMD processor and like, honestly, it's a toss up between graphics cards, but AMD has some cheaper cards, but they're not as powerful. But in the 4070 range, you could probably get an equivalent. Yeah, I wouldn't go Intel. Intel supposedly has fixed that issue, but they've nerfed their chips. So, so filter. Oh, no. Motherboard. And the heat they put out, yeah. Okay, so we want to come over here and go to... Should we go AM5? I think that we future-proof and we go for a cheaper AM5 board with potential expandability. I think going micro ATX could be the call, but we'll leave that up to the algorithm here. So I think the B650 is probably our sweet spot. What would you say, Dave? Yeah, Frank, B650. That's what I'm thinking too. It's got a little bit of future proofing, but it's also a little bit more affordable. And then I think that we're probably fine with these settings. So AM5, B550. And then do you have a specific manufacturer that you prefer, or you just, I think he just wants price. ASRock is making really good boards, and plus they look nice. Okay. I don't know what the B550M is about from ASRock. But this one has Wi-Fi. Oh, this one's not available. So they've got the MSI Pro. That one's really cheap, $120. Oh, that's a B650. Affordable but good, yes. B650E. I think we probably want B650, right? I also see B650M, which I don't know what that is. So, we could go ASRock. I've never purchased an ASRock. The Steel Legend. Is their mid-range board 179? Okay, we could look at its specs. It's an ATX. I don't know. I feel like ATX is good for some expandability, but is he just plugging in a graphics card? If he has no plans of plugging other things, maybe micro or mini ATX or micro ATX could be better. Personally, I prefer an ATX board, but it is a bit more expensive. We could check it out. I feel like this is probably the board, but I don't know if he wants a white board. Because that's the thing. If we give him a white board, he's gonna probably want to color code his shit. And personally, I don't like the look of this board. But that's up to him. That's up to him. How much does aesthetics matter? Right? Personally, I like my board to be black. Oh, yes. This is, like I said, PC Part Picker is like one of the things you should be doing. It's one of the things. So definitely do your research. But I think this is still fun. I think that we should still go through with this process here. Yeah, we're gonna finish what we started. Like it depends. What do you think about the look? Do you want a black board or do you want white? You'll be right back. Yep. Because they probably have you like it, but you have no idea actually. It just could be a little bit more difficult to color code everything to just white. There's the ASRock B650 Pro RS. I don't know what that is. I don't know anything about ASRock, so somebody will have to tell me. Pre-build just sounds simple. Yeah. Yeah. I think for some people, a pre-build is a good way to go. But for if you want a game and you want to, like, I don't know, I personally don't recommend it to the most person, like, unless you're like a simple Walmart American. And all you're doing is like surfing the web. If you plan on gaming and streaming on this device, I think it is better to get yourself into the weeds a little bit. We're looking at ASRock. If you plan on streaming and gaming off this device and using it for like work and this type of thing, I think it does matter to take a little bit of time to piece out your own PC. And if you need help building it, that's not a problem. There's like a billion videos out there to teach you how to do it. And I think that we'd all be very happy to sit in a call with you and help you put it together. That would be a fun afternoon, in my opinion. Branded is just that, a brand. Yeah, but you're right, but each company does have completely different aesthetics. And each company does put different stuff onto their boards. It's not just a brand. Not when it comes to this stuff. It's not. No, you're entirely. Yes, you would be correct for like other brands, but when it comes to PC components, brands actually matter because they're the ones designing, like motherboards. They're the ones that are designing the actual boards. This is very high level stuff. No board is the exact same. They've all got completely different aesthetics for one, but just simply the stuff that's on the board. It's all micro lines that build this board. It's like super high level stuff, and the differences between each board at the same price point can be massive between companies. Some manufacturers simply just make crappy boards. Absolutely. I think I've heard really good things about ASRock. I think that the Steel Legend is probably a good sweet spot to start and build around. $179 plus you're saving like $30 on this rather than going with like the Lightning or the Riptide. Also, Steel Legend, 4 memory slots. So if you get 2 16 gig cards to start, you could down the road, a year later or whatever, buy 2 more 16 gig cards of that same kit and effectively get 64 gigs of memory. Yeah, but I don't know what those components are. You know what I mean? Those are just specs. Oh, we have an ad? Well, I'll just I don't know what that motherboard is. It doesn't say. It doesn't list a single component on here is not the motherboard. But that's part of the marketing of these types of sales. Just select a cheap one. Oh, really? Well, this is the mid-level board. We'll add it. Okay. Oh, do we have an ad? Okay, we just have ad music. It's fine. Okay, so next we'll go CPU. So you want the 14700 KF. i7. Do you think we go AMD? Oh, we have to go AMD, so it will be a bit cheaper. We're not going to get that exact card because that's Intel, and we picked an AMD board. But we'll get the equivalent. Ryzen 5? Yeah, maybe. But well, like the 888 the Ryzen 5 8500G or the 8600G. A 7000 series would be cheaper. Yeah, but then at that point, why not go for a more expensive I don't know. Can someone look up a comparison for that Intel chip? Yeah, let's find an actual comparison of that chip. So we'll look up an AMD equivalent. The Ryzen 7 7700X or the Ryzen 7 7800X3D. Comparable. So, or the Ryzen 7 9700X. So I think we picked the most reasonable one. I think your best bet is probably the middle ground, 7800X3D, but we'll look at all three. So Ryzen 7 7778 7700X. So maybe we search. That one's 300 X. 300. What's the 78 X3D? It's 500. So I think we go for the 77 or an X3D and never change it. But that's a $500 processor. That's going to eat up quite a bit of the budget. I think that we go for the 7700X. Thank you, Blue. He wants price to performance. He wants an equivalent to what he's looking at. This is a $300 processor. It's good enough. He has upgradability. You know, we're giving an upgrade path. If he wants to down the line, he's got all of AM5 lineup to choose from, essentially. Yeah, no, those next ones in the price, like if we look at this, the 7700X, 310 compared to the 78. 500 or 450 compared to the, what was the other one, 9700X. Oh, this one's 300. This one's going to be newer. So I think this is probably your best bet. It's the newer one. It's Zen 5 instead of Zen 4. What do you guys think? I think Zen 5 over Zen 4 because you'll get a bit more performance out of it. Mind you, you're going to have less base clock speed. Yeah, comparatively, 309 to 318. I think that is an extremely fair price difference to the newer architecture. Mind you, this is 3.8 rather than 4.5, but the base or the performance boost clock is still 5.5, which is extremely good. And there's more on cache memory. Yeah, that's a big upgrade from the 77. I think that's the greatest choice here. You just want an idea of the total. Yeah. It'll take a few minutes, but we'll definitely be there. Cooler, we can skip cooler. You'll probably just use can somebody check? Does this processor come with a cooler? Sometimes they come with a cooler. There's like a stock cooler that comes with it. I recommend using the AMD stock cooler. It's honestly good enough. Mine came with the AMD stock cooler. If it comes with it, we'll lock that in. The Wraith Prism. Somebody check that out for me if it comes with this or not. Because then we'll just leave it blank. Otherwise, it's $60 for a pretty decent cooler. It comes with no cooler. Okay, well that's the cooler I recommend. As like a, just add it, yeah. Mine came with that cooler. A lot of them do come with the cooler. Looks like this one doesn't. It's just kind of the way it is. So memory, you're gonna want 32 gigs. I recommend. Do you care about bells and whistles? You're gonna be spending a lot more on bells and whistles. I think this is a great choice here. I don't know why it's cheaper than the regular Vengeance. Oh, it's got a little bit more latency, but that's nanosecond latency, but that's literally nothing. $3 price per gigabyte. That's pretty affordable. And I'm a pretty big fan of Corsair Vengeance. What do you guys think? You want 64? Well, you'll just get 2 of these. Oh, if you're running AMD. Okay, so this is a question for Frank because he knew about this. Should we just get 2 sticks at 64 or 4 sticks at 16? You spec Crucial into your build. I like Vengeance, but that's personally. We could go the white Corsair Vengeance. It's a lot more expensive. Yeah, that's what J2 Cents says. Okay, so he wants 64. Do we go with Okay, we'll just type in 64. So then we can compare. Yeah, this base, look at the price on this. Much better. It's a little bit slower speeds, but I don't think that's a big deal. What do you think? Yeah. That makes sense, Frank. That makes sense. Oh, it doesn't make sense. It's stupid, but I think this is the best price we're gonna get. This I do see a cheaper one down here, but I don't know I don't know about G-Skill personally. Oh, but it's also still comes out to be a bit more expensive in the long run. I think Corsair Vengeance. If we go white, it's gonna be more expensive. As we go, the Team Group T-Force Delta. I don't know about that though. I do not know about that. Yeah, yikes. The G-Skill Trident. That's still pretty expensive. I don't see Crucial on here at all. Oh, here's the Crucial. Oh, this is only a 32. Yeah, I don't think he'll be replacing the RAM, honestly. If he gets 64 gigs of RAM, I don't think he'll be replacing it, even if he got slightly slower speeds. So that's why I think that this is probably our best choice. The 5200. Team Group ain't bad. Let's look at the Team Group. It's also the most affordable. Oh, it's not. This is still more affordable. 150. Was there another cheap Team Group? 165. 99. Oh, this is $100 at 10 nanoseconds. This is better. Oh, that's 32 gigs. Never mind. Oh, you don't see prices? Prices are on the side. Can you not see that? Yeah, it actually, that's $100, but that's only for 32 gigs, which isn't enough for what he wants. Honestly, if the price wasn't as much of a big deal, I would say go white Vengeance. But because we picked a white board, right? He wants 64. But you think maybe look for prices for 32s and then get 2 of them? I think at hold on. I think at oops. I think at 150, if we can beat 150 for 232 kits. $232s. Yes. So, but if we can find 2, well, we are looking at 2 times 32. Okay. There. Now it's actually only looking at those things. No, see, now we're seeing 2 times 16s. That's just not how the filter works, I think. We want a total look for 64 gigs. The filter's not mathing properly. It's not giving those results when I filter it. Maybe we can... Oh, yeah, right here. 2 times 32. Okay. Yep. I think 150 is still our best price. I'm looking at prices. Okay, there's another 150. Patriot Viper Venom. Kind of cool looking. Plus it fits the aesthetics. And it's faster. Okay, we have a new contender. Plus 10 nanoseconds versus 15 and a half nanoseconds. I think we found a new contender. Because this is only 5,200. And the Viper Patriot Venom has the white and black like the motherboard. And 6,400 at a cheaper price, at the same price. This is, and at 10 nanoseconds. This is our newest contender, I think. I think that's the choice. There's also this one, slower speeds. Terrible nanosecond comparison. That's the choice. We're gonna go with those ones. Plus, it fits the color aesthetic of the build. Was that 64? 232? Yeah, this is it. That's the choice. Okay. $700 already, and video card is going to be the only other thing that's extremely expensive. So let's go video card. He wants the 4070 Super. Which is it's a great card, especially if he's coming from the one that he has before. Is there more? You want me to go back and double check that list? I honestly, from what I saw, that seemed like the best choice for price to power, price to performance. I'm looking at price. There's also this one, the Team Group. I don't know about Team Group personally. I think it looks like shit. I think it's ugly. Too spendy, in my opinion. I don't think he needs the Supered, if I'm being real. I think the 4070 is good enough. Patriot Viper Venom. This one's slower. G-Skill Flare. It's not as fast for the same price. I think we found the best option. This one's not the Ripjaw's not as fast for the same price. Same with these other Vipers. I think we found the best one on this list anyways. Yeah, this one, no. Yeah. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied that we found the best choice. And yes, there's going to be a lot more. Like, there's 5 pages here. I don't think we should be going through all 5 pages. Yeah, what's your monitor? What monitor do you have? Is it a 1080, 1440, 4K? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. If he's running a 1080 monitor, he doesn't need a 4070 Super. But if he's running 1440, I think the 4070 is a sweet spot. I'm pretty damn satisfied that we found the best possible price to performance when it comes to memory. Yeah, but what are you running? What's your resolution and your refresh? Do you know how to check? Right click on your desktop and click display settings. Then scroll down to advanced display and you'll see that stuff there. It'll say desktop mode. It'll tell you a resolution and hertz. So that's what we need to know. The resolution and the hertz. And also bit depth is helpful. Color format's helpful. Color space is also helpful. I could show you on this PC. Right click, display settings. It's not showing. Oh, it's because I'm not showing my monitor. Oh well. I think you'll figure it out. It's pretty straightforward. A Wraith? Thermalite Peerless Assassin. Okay, we could look it for a better cooler. Is it under $60? No, that's not what I want to see. I mean, yes, that's 1080, but I don't want to see the drop-down list. I'll show you what I'm looking for. I'll share my screen. So right-click your desktop, click Display Settings, scroll down, and then click this, Advanced Display Settings. Yes, you found it. 60 hertz, SDR, 1080. Yeah, so you don't need the super for sure. Yeah, I mean, even if you're going to upgrade, if you plan on upgrading the monitor eventually, 4070 is a good choice. But honestly, I don't like the 4060s. I don't like the 60s. Just because they lack the upgradability for the price. When 4070 is offering that upgradability path. So I think the base 4070 is probably good enough. Okay, yeah, we'll select the other cooler. It's not popping up. What's it called? Oh, I just spelled it wrong. Okay, which one? Just the 120 SE? For an extra $2, he can get the ARGB. Thermalite. But if you did upgrade, I use a 1440p. I use a 4070. Tough, which is tough is the middle of their line. There's tough, and then there's one above that. When it comes to Asus, anyways, I forget what's above tough. Somebody can probably remind me. For cooler, you want the best? It's hard to say when it comes to cooler. If you want the best cooler, I would recommend the Noctua Chromax. But it's way more expensive. And you can get the dual or the single. But it's a lot more expensive. Like, hold on. I just had to plug in my mouse. Look at this thing. Okay, we'll put the good one in the cart, and then you can play with the price after. One thing when it comes to this one, though, is it's big. It's big and it's bulky, but it's powerful. And it's black, so it's not going to fit with your aesthetic. But this is my ultimate one. This is the one that I think is amazing. There's also one that lays flat, but I think the upright ones are a little bit better in my opinion. The D15, it's like the most powerful one. We'll put it in the cart. We'll adjust the price after because we can save almost $100 on this price point. Like, there's no sense in wasting price on something. You could get the one that costs like $30 to $60 and upgrade it later. you know. I've got the Wraith. I've got the Wraith on my gaming rig. The $60 one. It came with my processor. Okay. Next, we need to go to video card. So I assume we're gonna go with the 4070. We could probably save money if we went AMD, but then you're missing out on DLSS, which is a big reason to go for the 40 series in the first place. The video card is what you plug into your monitor. That's what has the HDMI or the display port that plugs into your monitor. That's what does all graphics. So I'm pretty sure we picked there's also something called integrated graphics that the processor sometimes, if the processor has integrated graphics, usually the motherboard will give you a HDMI port. You can plug a thing right into there. So okay, so the monitor matters because the graphics card is what does the graphics processing. That's what makes the games look good. That's what gives you FPS, your frames per second. That's what lets you put higher settings on. It's your gaming performance. The graphics card is what does gaming. It's not just gaming though. That's what literally lets you see your display. From literally letting you see your display to a lot of things use GPU on your computer. As the games get higher quality, wouldn't I want a better card? Like, yes. Like, yeah, I wouldn't expect to use the fanciest, like the 4070 has ray tracing functionality. It's got separate cores specifically for ray tracing. But at that it's a mid-level card. At that level, you're not actually going to get a lot of ray tracing benefits. So I don't personally run ray tracing because it's not worth it. You lose out on a bunch of FPS if you turn it on. So I wouldn't, yeah. So if you go for a 4070 on a 1080, you're actually going to get more frames than 60. You're going to get close to 80, depending on the game. You could get over 100 FPS, but with a 60 hertz monitor, you can only see 60 frames a second. Your monitor can, you can set your graphics output to 1080, and that'll give you even more frames. So if you're running at 1080, you're actually going to get close to like 100, 150 frames a second, but you can only see 60 with your current monitor. That's what hertz is. It's refresh rate of the monitor. How many times a second does your monitor refresh? And that's what frames per second that the graphics is outputting. So if you're outputting 60 frames per second, a 60 refresh rate monitor will be ideal. But if you're outputting more FPS, you're actually losing out on that extra money you spent on your graphics card. It depends. It really depends. Everything is very use case scenario. If you plan on getting a better monitor at some point, then why wait? In my opinion, why get the 4060 if you're going to get a better one and you plan on gaming a 1440p at some point? No, I think 1440p is the sweet spot. 4K is silly. And I don't even want to have that argument. 4K makes no sense for gaming. 1080 is still great for some. Like a lot of pro players still play on 1080p monitors because of the FPS performance. But when it comes down to picking a monitor, it comes down to the refresh rate. My monitor is 1440p at 144 hertz. So I can see 144 FPS. But a lot of newer monitors are even higher than that. But you're going to need a way more powerful graphics card to even see that on a 1440p monitor. Yeah, yes, exactly. Like Frank is saying, it's wasted potential. Yeah. No, a monitor aside from the point, he can upgrade the monitor whenever. That I totally agree. I think that you go for the mid-level card and you go for the 4070, and we'll put that into the price point, and then we can always change the prices after. The TI Super is cheaper right now? That can't be accurate. Can somebody confirm this? Oh, that's the Wind Force. That's the Gigabyte card. Okay. Yeah, so the Asus TUF Overclock Ti Super, it's a $850 card. It's a bit overkill. Let's lock in the 4070. Here, I'm just going to type in. That way we still get the TIs and the Supers. Yeah, put it in the cart, and then we can play with the prices. Yes, I agree with you. No, we don't want the Evo. See, you can go cheap. I say cheap, but if you go for like a cheap, on this spectrum, a cheaper card, you're gonna get a dual fan card or a fan with very terrible cooling. So going for a lesser like one step down card for better cooling, in my opinion, is a good call. White to go with your board. I think that's a good call. This is the TI Super. Oh, it's not even available, so we can't actually price that out. White's a little bit harder to actually piece together. The Asus Duo Evo OC. Yeah, Frank is right. That's a good suggestion for a monitor type. Yes. It's honestly very small differences between the 4070 and like the 4070 Ti and the 4070 Super. Personally, I think the Ti and Super is great if it fits in the budget. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what like I said to you before, I don't know what components they're using. I just see specs, and that means nothing if I don't know what actual component they're using. I can cross compare specs, but we have a price range here from like $500 to $1,200, right? So just comparing the actual spec that is on the one that you sent me isn't so easy if I don't know exactly which card they used, because there's a pretty big difference between take the 4070. Every single company has their own design on the 4070 that is drastically different. So we still have to do some sort of picking. Honestly, I think this is a great card. 4070 Super, it's exactly what he wanted. And it's the Strix version, which is prime for cooling, but it's not white. Just what it delivers. Yeah, I just think that personally, I think the Super or the Strix is a nice looking card. It's their highest end card, but the reason it's more expensive is because it's got the best cooling in their whole lineup. So it's more about the cooling. The cooling means better performance, means better overclock on the card. I don't think I think TUF. I think TUF is the way to go. But does anybody have any other recommendations? Because otherwise, Asus is kind of my go-to. The Asus TUF. And I think we just put the good one in the cart and then work backwards from there. Yeah, but that's not the way it necessarily works with PCs, with PC parts. There is some companies like Asus does make a few different cards. Like they make a bunch of levels of their card, but an Asus card is not the same as a Gigabyte card or an MSI card. Like there's a lot of big differences that change these things. Mind you, if you were to get a Founders Edition, that's like without all the bells and whistles, that is literally the base card. All of these companies have put their own spin on the base card. Yeah, well, because the 50 series is on the way. Yeah, no, he's not wrong, Anam. The 5070 is on the way, and it's going to be better for the same price, if not slightly cheaper. It's going to have 12 gigabytes of GDDR7, which is, it's going to be a better card. The 40 will be cheaper then. I think we lock in just the GeForce 4070 base card, and you could look at the prices for the 5070 or the 4070 once it launches. Where is the we just want the base 4070 like tough or something. I don't think he needs the super. Unless he says he wants the super, he can say that now. If he says, give me the super, we'll put the super in the cart. I don't think he's going to even notice a difference. 4070 Ti. Ti is better than super. Very minor things. Very minor things. Okay. So what we'll do instead is and then we'll turn off this other one, and we'll turn this on. And then we can compare them directly. So the Ti comes with extra gigabytes of VRAM, which is good for running better and higher quality graphics. The Super is a bit better than the standard, and the Ti is better than the Super. The Ti Super is better than the Ti. No, Frank, you're not wrong, but he does plan on upgrading the monitor, so. But you're absolutely right. He's not going to get the benefits from this card. But he is going to be experiencing a pretty sweet 1080p 60 experience. Ti Super would be the best, but it's very expensive. We could put it in the cart. We could put it in the cart. Okay, the Asus TUF 4070 Ti Super, 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So do you want to know the difference? It comes with more VRAM, which is better for putting higher graphics on your card. It also comes with where does it say? Where's the specs? It has a higher cache, memory cache or whatever, which is basically higher memory. 4070 Super Ti is good. At that point, you might as well be buying a base 4080 though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Yeah, Frank is saying. Okay, can we just compare a TUF 4080? We don't have a price. That's fine. Yeah, we're already going to be over budget because we put that crazy cooler in there. We got an overkill graphics card, so we're already like at the budget. And we haven't even picked a case and a power supply, your operating system, and your storage. Add both? What do you mean? Oh yeah, we'll put that stuff in the cart. But already, this is a better PC than the thing that you showed me, the CyberPower PC. Sure. Okay, so next is power supply. So for this, I imagine he wants 80 plus titanium, really good, but you probably just need 80 plus or gold or higher. I would recommend platinum. Titanium's a little bit overkill. I have titanium, but it is overkill. He probably wants like an 850 to 1,000. 750 to 850. Yeah, it is. It is. I do need to go cook, but hey, I'm into what we're doing here, and I'm happy to help. So, I'm invested at this point. This is the one I have. It's fucking goddamn sexy. It has a digital display for how much you're currently using on the side, but it's a $400. You don't need that. No. I would say this is probably perfectly good enough. Depending on the case, you're not even going to see it anyways. It's an extra 200. This is the one I would go with, the Corsair SF850. 850 watts, probably more than enough. Yep. I think I have the 1200 watt, or no, I've got the 850 watt Thor. And I've got a 1200 watt in my other computer. It's overkill. Ridiculous overkill. It's not necessary at all. Also, this one came out this year, which is kind of nice. Oops. Bye, Teresa. Yeah. She's probably running and exercising right now. She'll be hungry afterwards. She usually gets home and then she'll run, exercise, do yoga, whatever it is, and then shower, and then she'll want to eat. Okay, so we just have storage, case. I'm imagining. Do you already have a Windows operating system that you're going to like? You could transfer it, right? Yeah, for real. You're not wrong, Frank. Is that something that's possible? Can you take your Windows and install it onto another PC? Don't transfer OS, fresh install. Yeah. It's another $100. It can cause issues. Yeah, you're not wrong. Do you want Pro Home? There's also, or Windows 11 Home. There's also Pro. I don't think you need that though. Yeah, imagine paying for a license. I didn't pay for a license for my second computer for the longest time. And getting the 5060 when it comes out? Probably not. If I'm getting a new card, if I had money to buy a new card, it would be a 5080. Just base. You could get it for free. You can install Windows for free, but it's not going to be an active license, and you're going to lose out on some features. Like you're going to be stuck with a permanent watermark on your screen of the Windows thing telling you to install it or to pay for it. You can. You shouldn't. Like you could install. I would just do Home. You don't need Pro. Like you simply do not need Pro. Unless you're running a server and you're like running 2048 gigabytes of RAM. You just don't need it. I would say just the base Windows Home. Monitor, I would leave out the monitor for now. Case and storage. So I would recommend like a 500 at least gigabyte just for your operating system. A little bit of headway just because some software that you install forces you to install it to your C. Oh, can we check? We need to check something. How many? Can somebody look at this for me? Or maybe I can see it here. I need to know how many NVMe slots this board has. I don't think it's going to show me. Okay, M.2 slots. Is that 4? Yeah, that's probably accurate and on. Like you could spend more, you could spend 4. But this is a pretty overkill PC. Like you we could probably cut some corners and get it down to under 2. That's what I did, Anam. Can somebody is this 4? This looks like 4. What's the difference between an M key and an E key? It's got 3 slots. Okay. That's good. I would just use those. I wouldn't even use. Oh yeah, mine only has 2. Yeah. Honestly, the RAM that we picked is pretty fucking good. It's fast. It looks nice. It's affordable. The RAM's pretty nice. But you could just put 32 gigs of RAM in if that's what you mean. Yeah, you could probably save probably $50 to $80 just by using 32 gigs instead of 64. Okay, so yeah, let's just go NVMe's. Now we're talking about storage type because there's SSDs, there's HDDs, and there's NVMe's. We're gonna go 2 NVMe's, and you can always buy another one if you want, or you could buy an SSD or a hard disk if you want. But we're just gonna build 2 NVMe's into the build. And I think what do you guys think? A 500 gigabyte for operating system and a 2 terabyte for games. If it's a $35 difference, it's not worth it. Yeah, I would just get double the RAM. Yeah, I agree. But there is like if you wanted to get it under $2,000, it's doable. I would say by going to that base 4070, you don't need the Ti. You're going to save at least $200 to $300 right there. Sounds okay for storage. Okay, I usually go for Samsungs. They're a little bit more pricey, but they're reliable. Uh, 980 Pro 2 terabyte. It's going to be expensive. Where's the 970? Oh yeah, the 870 is an SSD. Right here. Oh, that's a 1 terabyte. I don't think the 2 terabytes available. Is a P3 Plus? Yeah, but I think that's going to be that's a little bit too much. That's why I think we get a 500 for operating system. You get a 2 terabyte for games. And if he wants to upgrade, he can get another terabyte to 4 terabytes, whatever, for extra storage. But it's not really necessary, but he's got the extra slot for it. I would choose the 970 Evo Plus if it came in 2 terabyte. Yeah, right here. Yeah, this is probably the one for gaming. It's a little bit slower than getting the 990 or whatever, but it's still great. Would you guys argue with this? The 970 for game at the higher speeds. I think this is more than enough. But that's my personal opinion. We're going to pick 2 anyways. Oh, wait. I don't want to buy that. How do I add this? This is like, yeah, this is just planning out a build. You don't buy it from this website. So if we click buy, it'll take you to like Amazon. And no, prices aren't always exactly the same. So it's just a rough estimate. Like this is actually $250 on Amazon, where on here it's $164 plus. It's because it conglomerates a bunch of websites. So you can get it at its cheapest for this price. But on Amazon it's $220. So there is some give and take with some of the prices. Yeah, plus if you buy stuff locally. Yeah, that's great. I'm still going to finish building it. I think this is the one. That's a 1 terabyte. It's a bit more expensive. How would you wait, where's the wait, we want the 500. That's what we want, 512. Yeah, it's probably around 2. I think that you could probably spend around 2. If you're building this caliber of PC and you cut a few of the corners, you could probably expect to build it for around 2. Honestly, you could shave another $500 off if you wanted. You could shave another $1,000 off. You could build a PC for $1,000 or $600. It depends. It just depends what you want and what your needs are. So yeah, I would add this 570 Evo Plus. This is good for the operating system, and then additional storage. And thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you, my friend. Thank you. And then I'm going to up this to... I don't know what 2 terabytes look like. The 990 Pro. I mean, that's going to be the ultimate gaming. If you put your games on a 990 Pro, fuck it. You'll be laughing. That's my actual muscles, by the way. No fucking way, dude. Just traced over it. Let's go. Buff. Dude, that's huge. I think that's it, right? We've done everything but the case. Case is going to be... Can you just let me know before you go? Do you like glass? Do you like smoked glass? Does the case matter? Do you want a stealth case? Do you want to be able to look at your computer? Do you want a big case? Do you want a small case? What do you envision for a case? Yeah, that's a little weak arm. Lee and Lee's 270. I'm a big fan of Lee and Lee. I'm a huge fan of Lee and Lee. The 270? Let's look at it. Yeah, so you want glass. The Lee and Lee 270 not on here. Glass and lights. Well, a lot of your components are going to have some lights on them, but a lot of the components are extra cost if you want to have them have lights. Like you can buy RAM that has lights on it. You can buy a GPU that has more lights on it. You can get a motherboard with even more lights. Or you can put your own lights in there with a light strip. It's all a lot more money, though. 207. Great little case. White or black? Do you want a black case or a white case? Yep. It's a mid-tower. Give him that BBC. So we can look at the pictures of this quick. It's got 2 fans built into the front of the case and a mesh. So that's going to help there. You will have to put 1 fan into the rear of the case for exhaust. But you've got 2 as an intake and 1 as an exhaust. That's good because you want more air coming into the case than you want leaving the case. That way it causes a negative pressure so that you're not bringing in air from the side like here. You want all the air to come in with these fans. That way that there's more air being pulled into the case than what's leaving the case. That way with this pocket of like this mesh here, air will actually be being pushed out rather than it sucking in. Yeah. Does it? Let's look. Oh, it has a front mounted? Wait, what? So this is where your graphics card goes. Your motherboard sits in here. You'll put an extra fan here. You can get one of those for relatively cheap. I wouldn't even incorporate it into the build. It's got a front mounted PSU. No way. Interesting. That makes it a lot easier to get to and to deal with. rather than having it under your motherboard, in my opinion. This is a great little case. Yeah, the front mesh is just magnets that comes off so you can easily clean your fans. Yeah, PSU is under here. Oh, and there's slots for fans to go here. That's great. Oh, that's cool. So you put your PSU here, plug a proprietary cable into it, and the output actually goes to over here. So that's actually a neat design. Thanks again. Thank you again for the biddies. Happy to help. I'm glad that we were able to persuade you into building your own. And if you do need help building it when the time comes, I'd be happy to sit in on a call with you and help you sort that out. It's just an extension. Well, either way, that's cool. It's got a built-in extension cable for the power. Normally your power supply sits here. I like that. I like that. That makes your power supply way easier to get to from the other side of the case. The fact that it's not under your motherboard. Yeah, PC build stream when? For real? I like it. It's got the grommet here for cable management. It's got some holes up top for cable management going into the top of your motherboard. You could probably do the same out the bottom. This is a great little case. Good suggestion. We'll lock this one in, and he could always choose a different case if he wants. Plus, it has a spot for a top fan here, which I imagine this gets covered up with a plate. Yes. Great little case. This is such a nice case. Plus, it has a Type-C cable port, headphone jack, and 2 USB ports. And it's got a removable dust filter in the bottom. Great. What a nice little case. And are those RGB fans? Yeah, this has been quite the endeavor. What do you say? Do we choose him a monitor and send him this link? This is going to be a $2,500 PC. Okay, let's choose him a monitor. Fuck it. We're going to pick him out a monitor. So he wants 1440p. Oh, wait. No, that's a wide. He does not need a wide monitor. Fuck him. Refresh rate. I say anywhere from 144 to... What, 240? Is that the number? 260? 270? I don't know what the number is. We'll go to 300. It was the Super. 4070 Super, but I have no idea what actual component it was. It could have been like a dual slot or like a dual fan something. Like, who knows? It could have been like the $500 4070 Super. We put the 4070 Ti Super Asus Tough card in this one, though. It could be an OEM special. Exactly. You don't know. Oh, there is a ton of fat to cut in this build. This build can go under $2,000 if you really wanted it to. Does he want an OLED? Curved screen? No, probably not. 1 millisecond. No OLED. No, I know. I'm kidding. OLED is ridiculous. Doesn't need HDR. No, I agree with you. I don't think OLED's good in a monitor. It's good on a TV, but not on a monitor. Okay, well, he's probably going to want a 27-inch. Yes. Yeah, no, 100%. The burn-in is not good. There's the Asus Tough monitor. 165 hertz, 1440p. This is nice. 1 millisecond. Or the MSI Mag, 0.5 milliseconds. That's crazy. 0.5. 1440p at 180 hertz. And it's cheaper? No way. It's cheaper than the Asus display. Is this real life? I'm gonna look at a couple more of these and compare prices. If we can get a monitor for under 200 that has anywhere near this price for that's comparable, I think this is the monitor. But we'll keep looking. 144 hertz. This is a better deal. $160 for 144 hertz. Some weird brand though. Yeah, you don't need over 240. 240 is nice, but you're going to be spending a lot more money. I don't think, especially with a 4070. Actually, he might be getting close. He could be getting closer to 200 FPS with certain cards. Yeah, I don't trust Kuri. I'm not going to pick a Kuri. Where's the hertz? Okay, we'll do this. Response time. Maximum of what, 2 millihertz? We'll do 4. It's a better spot. Mostly these are going to be 1 anyways. And not widescreen. He doesn't need it. Not curved screen. He doesn't need it. Oh. Okay, we'll have to turn widescreen just to all. Yeah, we'll select IPS. He probably wants DisplayPort, but we'll leave it. It doesn't narrow down the list much else. FreeSync, yeah. Is FreeSync in this over here? FreeSync. Oh, that's a lot smaller of a list. Yeah, this MSI. Can somebody look at this MSI? IPS or VA? Tick all the FreeSync options. Yeah. What else did you say? IPS or VA? Is it in the list? Okay. That's still looking like our best bet. This monitor looks unreal. It looks like a really good deal. 185 for 180 hertz at 1440p at 0.5 milliseconds. That's crazy. How do I sort by cost? I don't see how to do that. Oh, do this? Okay. Yeah, and then these ones are not even worth looking at because they don't have listed prices. Okay. AOC. I have got an AOC. I think this is similar to my monitor. AG27. Yeah, this is like what I have. Except I have the older model. That's 144 hertz. But yeah, my gaming monitor's an AOC Aegon. I think it's AOC. Either way, it says Aegon on it, whatever that is. AGON. Okay, back to the top. Oh, we're about to get an ad. Amazing. I mean, why not? This is just a perfectly fine monitor. 165 hertz, 150 bucks. Or the Dell, same price, 150. But at 180 hertz. Titan Army, same price. Plus the bezels look a little bit nicer. This is what I would go with. If we were picking for absolute best price, I would choose this one because look at the bezel. The bezel is almost non-existent on this monitor, which is very nice. Same with this Acer, but it's a bit more expensive. The Scepter. There's the MSI. Now that I'm seeing these other options, the MSI isn't as good of a deal. Like this, for the price, just to get an extra 0.5 milliseconds of response time, does not seem very much worth it when you have an option like this that exists, or the Titan Army for 150. I think the Titan Army is the monitor. I don't think there's going to be much reason to get a more expensive monitor when you can get a 180 hertz monitor at 1440 with low bezels, right? Unless somebody sees something better, I think that's it. I think that's the one we lock in. Alienware makes monitors? Interesting. The MSI one has a weird VESA mount issue. Well, it looks like that one's been crossed off the list anyways. Needs spacers and stuff. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The MSI Mag. Yeah, but it turns out it's actually more expensive than that other one at the top. Strix makes a monitor. It's got a really nice stand. I love the Asus stand, but it's just overkill. The price is way too much just for a stand. I'm a really big fan of these adjustable stands with the tilt. Very nice. HP Omen. Yeah, I don't think we go for one of these higher end ones. I think we just lock in the cheaper one. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That's the Agon Pro. That's like what I got. It's like the newer one than what I got. Mine's no longer that nice. I'll pull up what I have after. Ooh, Razer. I didn't know Razer made a monitor. 4 milliseconds. What is Razer doing? 165 hertz at 4 milliseconds? We don't have a price, but I'm looking at it. Interesting. Oh, it's got underglow. Yeah, most of the monitors are going to be using the same screen. Yeah. I think we just lock in that cheaper monitor. It's $150. It's like the best. It's like the best looking one. Can we look at the pictures? So it is 120% sRGB. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. Fast IPS, 180 hertz, whatever that means. 1 milliseconds. 27-inch. This is like ideal. This is like ideal. Very small bezels. This is a great little monitor. I would buy this monitor. If I send the link to the Thermaltake Vista 470M, what is that? Is that the case? There's something wrong with this processor, by the way. We'll look at that after. We'll look at it. We'll take a look at it in a moment. What's wrong with this processor? Oh, it's just a BIOS issue. That's no big deal. We'll take a look at that pre-build. Does support this processor with BIOS version 3.01. He'll have to do a BIOS update. Potentially. Maybe not. But that does complicate things for this build. It might come with a newer BIOS and that won't even be an issue. Hopefully that's the case. I think we lock this in and send it to him. Oops. It's $2,500. But can we just look at the motherboard, or sorry, the graphics card? He could probably save, $200 right there. He could probably save $100 here, almost. There's probably we could probably nip and tuck $500 off this build easily and get it under $2,000. Yeah. Well, he's got a really old computer. I bet he's using hard disks or old SSDs. And eat the Windows license, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's take the Windows license off the equation. Let's get it to under $2,000 and send it to him. Why does my Discord link want so many permissions? I need to look. I've been reworking it. So it takes you to the welcome rules. The only permissions it should ask for is the agree page, right? Yeah, it's because I use Me6. So the reason is that I'm tracking the data. I'm just tracking. I'm using a third-party program. It's just a bot within my system. Me6 is asking for permissions, not me. Yeah. I didn't know it did that, to be honest. Yeah, Me6 supplies their own invite link for Discord. Because I use the Me6 invite link, it does like some tracking stuff on their end. So basically I can track link data. So if people are joining my Discord through the Me6 link, it'll just track it. So I can build a chart and see like stats and stuff. Other than that, I don't know what permissions. Do I have a clean link? Yes. Maybe. I might have gotten rid of it. Can you even send a link? Or you can send a private link. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that at all. It's literally just to build like it just makes us a thing so I know where people are coming from when they come to the Discord. So it'll basically all it tells me is that you came to my Discord through my link that I have on my stream. That's it. I do have a link. I don't know how to make it work though. I've got an infinite link. I just don't remember how to do this shit. Oh, I see he just made one. Dave just made one. Oh shit. I've got to fix my stuff. My I have a Officer Tortoise who makes the link. Officer Tortoise is sending people to Moderator News, which is a private Discord channel. Apparently I have an invite link that's active. Apparently no one's used it. I have an invite link that's active that's sending people to my moderator channel, which is not ideal. I don't even think they can see it anyways. So it'll probably just take them to the standard welcome channel. Yeah, my bad. Do you think I should turn off that Me6 one and just use my standard link? My standard Discord link? Do you think it is suspicious? It seemed like a good idea when I set it up. I don't know. I never really thought about that. I didn't know it would ask for permissions and stuff. If it seems sus, I can get rid of it. Not many people probably even know what Me6 is, right? Dave, do you want to be a mod on the Discord? Yeah, I don't even know about the whisper thing. I don't even use whispers ever. I mean, I get spam whispers from people. Is there a share button? Or do I just send this URL? Yeah, you got it. You know what? I'll go through and change that. I'll stop using the Me6 link and I'll just use my other link. I'll just figure out how to do it. I just gotta change it. It's not a big deal. He will dono wall? What do you mean? You found it, Sensei. Thank gosh. Thank God. Oh my God. It's 6:30. Guys, I'm going to have to dip. I'm going to have to dip. Oh, what was that? Before I go, what's the pre-build you were talking about? Is it still here? Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I'm gonna have to dip, but I do want to look at the pre-built. It's a pre-built from Thermaltake. Vista 470M. I'd love to take a look. Okay, Thermaltake Vista 470M. It's a $2,500 computer though, so this is a bit above what I think he was hoping to stay within the 15 to 2000. He didn't outright say that, but that's kind of what I'm gathering. Plus, I don't think he has the money for this right now. I think he just wants to start planning and this sort of thing. He even mentioned in the chat that he's probably going to start piecing it together. And ARM uses USD. Oh, fair enough. So this is more like 2200, 2000. Not Trudeau bucks. He's gone, bro. He's leaving. Actual loser. Okay, let's take a look. What are we dealing with here when it comes to specs? 7800 X3D. Okay, that's good. I think, is that better than the one that we chose? We chose the 9700X. I think it might be better, but not newer. It is better, but it's not newer. So there is that. In terms of gaming, it is better, yeah, because it's got the X3D. The X3D AMD processors are better. 4070 Super, exactly what he wanted. Blazing fast load times at 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. Okay, but it only comes with a single terabyte NVMe SSD. I would recommend using that for his operating system and then getting another 2 terabyte or something. But that's fine. 32 gigabyte DDR5, good enough. He wants 64, not necessary, but I recommend 32 personally. Good for gaming rather than multitasking, yeah. I think he can save a couple bucks, but I think it's by getting this 9700X personally. But this is an overall great looking build personally. I would be happy to own this computer. I really like these more square designs with the corner piece of glass, with these two pieces of glass that connect on the corner like this. I'm just a fan of this design. I think it's really nice for sitting on your desk. If you have spot for it on your desk. It's a beautiful little PC. I would buy this for sure. Absolutely. And it does have an extra 2 slots. Hold on, can I do this? No. Doesn't let me zoom. Oh, I'm pressing spacebar. I'm an idiot. No. Is that extra? Yeah, it does have extra RAM. They do a teardown. I like that it has the Asus graphics card. Is that the TUF? It's hard to tell. It does have expandability on the RAM. It's probably got lots of other expandability with storage, which is good. But for $2,500, he could probably build something extremely similar to this for a little bit cheaper. And I think we did just prove that because we put the 70 Ti. If you swap the Ti that he put in there for this card, and then got this processor, it'll probably be the same price as what he's spending now, and it's like, you know, just over $2,000. It's a few $100 less. Plus, he got the 64 gigabytes of RAM. If he got the 32, probably this is probably a better single terabyte than the one I chose for his operating system. So shiny and not shattery, yeah. I would absolutely buy this computer. It seems like a good little thing. 80 plus gold. Yeah, we also went more expensive and went platinum plus. So we could cut that corner there. Gold's probably fine. You don't need any. You really don't need higher than gold, I'm sure. It's probably not a big deal. We could shave that. We could probably shave, like I said, platinum is overkill. Yeah, we could shave the sub-dollary dues. We could make this build under $2,000. Like, let's take a look. We could put the cheaper cooler on. It's not necessary. What's the cooler that you guys were recommending? Let's see how cheap we can make this build. What's the cheap cooler that you guys were recommending? Peerless. The 120 Peerless Assassin SE. It's cheaper than 150 or whatever it was for that other one. 170. Thermaltake Peerless or Thermal All Right Peerless Assassin 120 SE. $120 black. Is there a standard 120? I don't see. It's yeah, just this one, the SE. I don't see a 120 without the SE. Oh, right here. Thermal All Right Assassin 120 black. Okay, $45. Yeah, it's almost $100 off from what we chose before. Okay, then I think we could also shave off. Yeah, I'm blind. What can I say? I've got streamer eyes. We could probably put in a. We probably don't need this 990 Pro. We could probably do a cheaper 2 terabyte. But for gaming, this is going to be like literally fucking unreal. No load times. We could probably swap this Super or Ti for just the Super, and I don't think he would even notice. Should we do that? And we'll also get rid of this power supply. Fast OS. It is fast, but I put the cheaper one. I put the 970 Evo Plus. You think I should swap that and do the 990 OS? Okay. Yeah, we'll swap it. Do you think 970 Evo? I think that's good enough. 500 gigabyte for so no 990 Pro. We could just do the 980. I don't see non-pro. $500 gigabyte. We want the 2 terabyte. This one comes with a heatsink. That's unnecessary. Right here. Okay. That's not going to be the choice because I don't see a 2 terabyte one. Crucial P3. Crucial P3. 2 terabyte right here. $123. It's a bit more expensive. I think that's not a problem though. We'll lock that in. That's for gaming. And then should we change the 970? I think that's a really cheap price. But let's take a look. Is there a cheaper? Should we go Crucial for both? 500 gigabyte P3 Plus. Hey, welcome in. We're about to leave. We're gonna raid. Oh yeah, we could just do the P3 Plus for OS. Or do you think the fast for OS? Yeah, the 990 for OS. $990 the Pro? $990 Pro? There's no 500 gig one though. I think 980. Yeah. Samsung 980. Western Digital, 2 terabyte for 112. Okay, we'll take a look. I think we go 980, 500 gig for $68. Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. We'll do the 980 for the OS, $68. Pretty good deal. And then we'll remove this one. And what was the price? You said 112? Yeah, it saves an extra $10. Okay, we'll do that instead of the Crucial. Western Digital. We're looking for a 2 terabyte for 112. I see 120. Is that the one? Blue, 2 terabyte. 114. That's a good price. Yeah. That's a really good price. I'm going to send them this one as well. And then we could give them the price comparison. And I think our goal is to get it under $2,000. What else can we shave? Power supply. Okay, we're going to go to a gold power supply. Silver even? Oh, we'll pull up both. We'll see what we can do. We'll go in order of price. We also want 850, so we'll add that to our list. $750 and up. Okay. We'll do 750 to like 1,000. We don't need to see anything above that. Yeah. Also, do we want to give them modular or not? Honestly, I think modular is really nice. I think we give modular. Was that ATX? I don't know. Semi-modular? Yeah, for real. Yeah, I think semi-modular is good because then you can take off the cables that you don't need, but it has like the motherboard cables attached. $50.90. Yeah, you always need the 24. Yep. Okay, so I think that we don't go anything crazy. I know Silverstone is good, but I don't think that's what we're gonna go for. Oh, we're missing a lot of prices on these. So we'll just have to pick something that exists. Like, I mean, Seasonic or Corsair. Yeah. I think the Silverstone is probably fine. Or do you think that we should just get... I don't think that we should limit and say all. We'll just take whatever we can. Because it's a little bit of a price gouge. And then we're dealing with a lot of unknowns with the price. Then we'll take Tough Power. It's $80. I think that's a good call. 80 plus gold. I think this is the one. I can't click on the link on my stream right now. I'll click on it afterwards. Oh, yeah, I just can't click it because it's on my PC. I'll have to close my chat and everything. My browser's fucked up. LTT. I see. I just can't open it. Hold on. I'll do the thing. I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. And then I really have to dip. I have to go start cooking. We'll send this to him. I want to see if we can get this under $2,000. I think we really can. This one's 80. There's also a GF1 from this year. Fully modular, $85. Okay. Okay, I'm taking a look. This is going to be quite the list. Tier A, so we'll go to Tier B. Mid-range. Yeah, we've come too far. You're not wrong. Okay, first player, the Steampunk Gold. This is really tough. Asus Tough Bronze. I mean, we could go bronze, save the money. This is too much information on this list for me to be able to process this. Oh, yeah. Thermaltake, Tough Power, GF2, it says. Oh, GF2 or GF? Oh, this is the GF1. What was the Silverstone? I don't see it anymore. GF1 is in A tier? And what one? Yeah, but what one do we have? We have the GF3. And the GF3A3 Premium. Premium's at only $80. I think that's fine. Oh, GF1 here is A tier? Yeah, we'll just go with the Thermaltake Tough Power GF1. $85. That's fine. That's great. Fully modular, that's the one. And it's in A tier, so it's actually reaching above, farther above than what we're aiming for. Okay, we're only $40 off from getting this under the price range. I think that we did a really good job with the monitor. Case is probably really good. Power supply. I think we just take the 4070 and put it down to the super. What do you guys think? That's what I think. I don't know what single rail versus multi is, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with like the internals of it, right? Okay, yeah, we're gonna go down to just the 4070. I think the tough is still a good call. Hold on. Let me actually select the 4070. Should we give him should we do the super or just the 4070? I think you'll be happy with just the 4070 if I'm being real. We're trying to get this price as more realistic as possible and into a better spot. Yeah, right here, 12 gigabytes of VRAM. It's $800. That's not really shaving a lot of money off. Is it? The B580 is, wait, what? Rich Man's 4060? Okay, hold on. What's the B580? Oh, B580 Intel Arc. Is that really recommended though? I don't actually see it on the list. Poor man's 4070. Depends on what games. I don't think that we should risk it. I think we just go base 4070. It's like tough. But I am open to other options when it comes to that. But he wants the 4070. I think the AMD is worth going to, but I don't know if I don't really trust. I think unless you're going for that really high end card, like a 4080 and up, you want the DLSS if you're going for a 40 series. You want it. On a 4070, I use DLSS. I use frame generation. I think that we just go with this. I think it makes the most sense. 500 for the MSI Ventus. Yeah, 4070 Super right here. 689. That's a better price. Yeah, for real. Listen, I would go AMD, but I just think that the DLSS right now adds so much value. I think this is the one, 700. Yeah, it cuts over 150, almost about $150 off. Look at this. Look at this price difference. And we got him the 4070 Super that he wanted. PNY. PNY Verdo 4070 Super 609. It's like a couple bucks. We are sub 2K. Yep. I don't think he needs the TI. It's a bit overkill. There's also this 655. I don't know about the PNY. I think it's super cheap looking. I think he'll be much happier with the way the tough looks. Like for real. And it's only like a few bucks difference. If we go back, 606 or whatever versus it's $80. It's like $85 cheaper. And it's only 2 fans. Yeah, no. No, we'll just give him the card. Plus, this is the card that he wants. I think he'd be much happier with. Oh, no, it is the Super. Is he even going to know the difference between a PNY 47 Super and an Asus TUF 4070 Super? I literally doubt it, but this is the better card with the better cooling. The cooling does make a pretty big difference. His wallet will? Well, we're at 1,880. I think with tax, we'll be paying just over $2,000. Right? I think that is there any other things we can shave off? There's probably a cheaper case, but I don't think that's a good idea. You're risking quality at that point. And this is with a monitor. That's right. That's an extra $150 for the monitor. I'm going to send this to him. I think this is a good lock in. I don't think we should compromise on the processor. I think we should stay in that same same range with the processor. I don't think there's. No, I could agree. I agree with you, Frank. That's a great looking case. I really like Lian Li's products. Look at the 50 set. Okay, well, we can look at it. Isn't that more expensive? Yeah, that's an extra $100 for the X3D. $7,700X for the compatibility. Is that less money too? Yeah, it's barely different. Yeah, because the other one's a lot newer. It's got the AM5 architecture, so he'll have to mess with the BIOS. Yeah, we don't want him to have to do a BIOS update. That's really daunting for a first-time PC builder. I think he'll be more than happy with this PC. I'm going to send him this one as well. Okay. It's still sub 2K. Yeah, you're not wrong. I just don't think. Yeah. I've got an i7, but it's a Gen 4. I have a Gen 4 i7 in my streaming computer. That's an issue. All right. Okay. Okay. Just tell me it's not a U version of the CPU. Oh, it is. Only Intel HD thing. Rough. Rough. Okay, guys, I really have to dip now. Teresa texted me. She's probably hungry. Dinner? She said dinner? I said yes. Tell her 5 mins. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I value my life. I'm already late. I'm already late. I've streamed 2 hours longer than I normally do. My PC, I streamed so long today, my PC crapped out on me. Damn. All right. I literally have to dip. I literally cannot stay. It's been amazing. How many hours did we stream today? Like 5? 6? God damn. I would raid, but I don't think there's a point at this point. I think we're just going to dip. It's been real. Thank you so much for hanging out, helping me build our friend a PC. You guys are actual real ones. I'm dipping. See ya. Peace. Bye.